I see Raycash applying peanut butter to some bread slices at the counter next to the refrigerator. Digging around inside the fridge, I see a girl I don't know.
Let me know when you find the jelly, Roxanne.
Oh gosh, I can tell this one's going to be a mean... I'll stop there.
Yes, I'm looking. I don't know if they have any. How did you talk me into this anyway?
Because I make an excellent
sandwich.
Hey, Raycash.
Ah, Max, welcome. I will get more bread. What is a kitchen without snacks,
Who's your new friend?
This is Roxanne. Apparently she was staying here in the building to sort out some of her affairs.
Affairs? In an old schoolhouse?
That unfortunate murder case is the great Hall is my father. He called me here under some pretense of having something to tell me. He was apparently going to be something about his new lover.
Honestly,
Honestly, if he weren't paying my way through college, I wouldn't have listened to anything that old bag had to say.
Oh God. Daddy trying to buy your love? What's the matter? Didn't get enough hugs?
Oh please, he was an awful man, a gambler and a drunk. He probably just fell down the stairs. I hated that man. I hated him to his bones. I won't deny it. I've got nothing to hide.
Roxanne slams a jar of jelly onto the counter next to Raycash and storms out of the room. Wow, I don't know what her problem is. Raycash finishes making the sandwich and hands me one. So what's your deal with this crazy place, Raycash?
Yes, well, as to my story, I'm not sure if you ever saw me around the office. I was Mr. Body's bodyguard. He did not feel I was necessary when he was at his own office. Still, I know you a time or two.
He was your boss as well, eh? Did you two get along alright?
Oh yes, he was a very strict boss.
You don't like him?
Oh, that's not true at all. Well, maybe a little true. I was not fond of him, but one did not need to be fond of one's employer to remain employed, is that correct?
I suppose that's true, but surely you could have found somewhere else to work.
Mr. Body was very persuasive.
You don't sound like a loyal employee.
Perish the thought. At any rate, I did not have anything to do with the terrible crime out there tonight, that is for certain.
So were you around 7 o'clock tonight?
What time was that? An hour before we got here? I was just finishing up with an art class. I was doing a bit of life modeling.
I didn't know you did that.
Well, art is a bit of a side passion of mine.
We both chuckle at that.
Mr. Body said he wouldn't need me tonight, so I took the opportunity.
Okay, well thank you, Raycash. Make sure you find me if you think of anything else.
Most definitely. Thank you, Max.
I think there was definitely more to Raycash's relationship with Mr. Body than he's saying. But I'll have to figure it out as I go. As I return to the main hall, I pass by a couple of other guests in the murder mystery. I hear a quick snippet of their conversation. Oh yeah, I totally heard his bodyguard wanted out of his job, but couldn't get it from under Body's thumb. There's definitely some dirt involved here. Well, anyway, there's another room down. Only question is, where to go next? Okay, well, I'm not ready to make my accusation yet, so let's see what Anne has to do. Looks like our common room, but with a nicer TV. Ugh. It even looks like someone brought us in a small bar. Upon closer inspection, it looks like it's got all kinds of juices, but no alcohol. Which means I immediately find it uninteresting. Anne is here on one of the small couches in a corner, writing in a small notebook. Detective work. A few other people are sitting in various other parts of the room, but they all seem to be nattering about nothing. Come to think of it, I haven't really seen all those other people much. Most of them have just come in here to discuss things. Looks like a bunch of them have juice glasses. Hello, Anne. Hiding out in here, huh?
Well, maybe a little.
I have my reasons. You should be, like, flashing everyone. Like Isabella. Isabella didn't do that, but I'm pretty sure she would if she thought of it. Well, speaking of reasons, maybe we should talk about our story here. Come on, let's talk about you for a while, huh?
Okay, Mr. Sleuth. What would you like to know?
Well, how did you know Mr. Body?
I only just met him a few months ago, actually. I didn't really know him very well. He hired me to write his memoirs, you see.
Did you think you had an interesting enough life for a book? I mean, was his company that successful? I've heard of a few Fortune 500 types putting out their stories. Was it like that?
Yes, exactly like that. Apparently, he'd heard a few of my books before, and he wanted me to ghost write his story. Have you ever read any of my books? I wrote Starlight Sally series that everyone was reading a few years back. I also wrote A Spy's Game is Murder, which you might know.
Do those books even exist, and I don't know if you've written anything.
Max, I'm a character here. Get into the spirit of it, would you? I swear, I'll put a hex on you.
I'll take out my dagger out of my head and slit your throat. God. Okay, calm down. So you wrote some really well-known books then?
Yes, a lot of fantasy and fiction mostly. I told my publisher I was interested in writing some non-fiction. When he mentioned that Mr. Body was a big fan, I thought it would be my chance.
And how is the book coming along?
Oh, it was fine. He was an interesting subject, certainly.
Anne can't meet my eyes as she says this. She stops short, making a disgusted face. Didn't make any of Page Turner, huh?
Oh, no. I can say any story interesting. That's what I do. Did you really know that Starlight Sally and Bugman of Zandandu was really just a story about an ant farm? #1 of the New York bestsellers was for 7 weeks, and it could have just easily been written in a 3rd grade science report. That's how good I am.
Huh. And did you just have to do a lot of doctoring on Mr. Body's story?
Well, how could I? It was non-fiction.
Anna's gone back to writing in her little notebook.
Just notes on this case. If you don't hurry, I'm going to figure out the culprit before you.
No, you won't. Where were you at 7 o'clock?
You can ask the bartender at the Dog and Biscuit. He'd probably be the only one who could tell you how many I'd had, since he's the only one there that cut me off.
Wait, what? Seriously? You were drinking?
Max!
Alright, character, sorry.
Look, I don't have a drinking problem. I drink, I get drunk, I write books. No problem.
Huh, that's a good one. Well, thank you for your time, Anne. I'll let you get back to your writing on your case notes. Let me know if you come up with anything.
We'll see. Good luck, detective. I'll be interested to see if you get this one right, Max.
Anne looks at me appraisingly. She's really into this stuff. I think she's enjoying the intellectual challenge. That's kind of obvious. I give her a little bow and head back out. As I return to the main hall, I pass by a couple of other guests in the murder mystery. I hear a quick snippet of their conversation. That was the same thing that I heard last time. There's definitely some dirt involved there. Well, anyway, there's another room down. I don't know if Rakesh is... Whatever, I'll just go to the main hall. Time to investigate the main hall. After all, there is a body here to look into. I look around the room just to get my bearings. There are some stairs going up here, though that seems to be out of bounds for the game. The main entrance is here too. The butler appears to have gone back outside for the police. The body lies before me. Whoever did it did a great job. It almost looks like a real person who's had the back of their skull caved in. The body is wearing a very nice 3-piece suit that had been treated very roughly. Whoever got to him must have had a fight on their hands, and there are holes and tears all over. Tears, I mean. The man was also very quiet, well-to-do. A gold watch peeks out from under one of his sleeves. I'm a little hesitant to mess with the body. I don't know if it's against the rules or not. Hey, butler, can I touch this guy?
If you think it will help out in the case, sir, everyone else seems to have gone to search for clues elsewhere. I'm sure the police will be able to put the pieces together if no one else here can.
Sounds good. I take a look at the watch on his wrist. It's definitely seen better times. The strap is nearly broken off and the face is definitely broken. A little blood has gotten onto it on the strap and on the knob on the side. The watch hands have stopped moving, stuck pointing at 7 o'clock. I decide to go through the pockets of the jacket as well. After a few moments rippling around, my hand grasps something. It appears to be a stop payment order on a check. On the reason, it just says, cut off. There doesn't appear to be anything else of note on his body. Well, Butler, I think it's time you told me what you know, exactly what happened here.
Very well, here is the big story tale. I was here when the master returned from work at 6 in the evening. He was certainly planning on throwing a costume party tonight. All the invitations you were sent all ages ago. At 6:55, the master noticed that we were dreadfully short of part for the evening. He immediately sent me to acquire more for the night. Obviously, I don't know what happened while I was gone. I arrived back from the shops at 7:30. I entered to find a hideous scene you say before you. I called the police, of course, but then you began arriving, and, well, you know where we got from there.
Did you hear any strange noises when you were leaving? Any sign of a struggle? If we assume his watch broke at the time of the assault, it wasn't long after you left.
No, I don't recall hearing anything unusual as I left. It was actually very quiet.
And there was nobody here when you got back?
No, I checked all the rooms and nobody was about.
Are there any other entrance or exits?
There was a back entrance, but it was still locked when I checked it.
Alright, well, thank you, Butler.
Of course, sir.
I think that's all I'm going to say to get out of this place for now. As I return to the main hall,
she gets so wasted, it's almost embarrassing, but usually around 7 she gets kicked out.
Well, anyway, there's another room down. Can I, go talk to them again? Let's see. Luckily, Anna's still here among the other players not far from the Latin house. I'm a little surprised Anne isn't trying to solve this stuff. She's still just writing in her notebook. Welcome? Welcome back, Max? Why am I saying that? Hello again. I just want to hear your side of the story again. I think I'm starting to understand what's going on. Come on, let's talk about you for a while, huh? Okay, Mr. Sleuth, what would you like to know? This is all the same thing. Yeah, this is all the same thing. Yeah, I can't believe I can't get my coffee at the cafe. It sucks. I always go from 10 to 7, but they had to shut down. Some kind of fight. That seems like early for some reason. I wonder where else might be inaccurate. Well, anyway, there's another room down. Okay, so let's gather the suspects and make your accusation. I don't know who did it. I really don't. I don't. It's either between Rakesh and Anne. It's either one of those because of all those snippets those people were talking about. Butler, gather the people. I think it's time we close this case.
Very well, sir.
This little guy runs off to grab everyone while I collect my thoughts. Once everyone's gathered around, I stand next to the body while I eye everyone. Someone in here thinks they're pretty clever. Someone thinks they've pulled the wool over my eyes. Somebody didn't count on exactly how smart I really am. I've seen the evidence. I've talked to some very in-depth. Isabella winks at me. The others looks around at each other, sizing up what I'm going to say. And now it's time to bring this little game to a close, with me as the winner. It's all quite clear now. Lie? How do you lie? What does lie mean? I'm thinking Anne did it since, she, gets kicked out when she starts to drink a lot. Well, yeah. Let's lie to protect her. I catch Anne's eye as the others mail around for me. I give her a little wink before I raise my hand for silence. It's not difficult to see an elaborate party, a bunch of invitations with pre-written messages, a convenient excuse that would be seen to put them out of the house at the time of the murder. The murderer is clearly the biggest liar here in the party of liars. The one pulling the wool over my eyes from the very start, the butler. After all, can anyone corroborate where you were when you say you were out for supplies? You probably did leave, only did it after killing Mr. Body. What? Well, I didn't do anything. Tell it to the cops, chump. The other players begin to mob around the butler, accusing him and asking a million questions. I'm feeling pretty satisfied with myself. Anne fights her way out of the crowd. Poor thing is still trying to be in character, but I can tell that she's feeling kind of mousy. Mousy? She makes her way over and stand next to me. You think I did it? Oh, you think I did it, don't you? I just wink again, giving her a winning grin. Anne shakes her head at me disapprovingly. Ever if I had done it, if you figured out, you should have said it properly. All the fun in a puzzle is like getting the answer right, not in pretending to be dumb just to protect my pretend feelings. Sheesh. Before I can even respond, Anne walks over to the crowd around the butler. Finally, the butler breaks free of the crowd around him. I'm sorry, Max, but you are incorrect. What? -5? Are you serious? Are you serious with this? Are you freaking serious? She's really gonna take it that? Oh, she's taking it that freaking seriously? This is a dumb slut that we're dealing with. She is a... Oh, God. And unfortunately, that's all that we have. I want to thank you all for coming to the Alpha Theta Rho Fraternity's murder mystery this evening. If you would like, please feel free to join us for a party proper at our house. I just wanted to see what Lai would do, and she... Everyone claps loudly for the butler, who takes a bow. People start heading out the door. The Latin House roomies gather in the lot. I can't believe how much fun that was. Did you see me in there? No, I didn't! Oh, boo! You... Definitely. Clearly, you need to channel some of that all in time, and... Oh yeah, you were definitely working it. She was the only one. Well, hey, if you gotta flaunt it, though I can't believe they made me the other women for some skeezy old businessman. Well, if the shoe fits, watch it, jackass. Everyone laughs as Isabella starts chasing me around threatening to bite me. Bite me! Woo!
That was a lot of fun to pretend to be someone else for an evening. I suppose that it was the Halloween all about, yes?
I suppose that's very true, Rakesh. Nice work. Well, now I'm done with pretending to be a sexy office worker. I think it's time to pretend to be a drunken vampire who wants to go get some research material. Here, here.
Are you really just going to pretend to be drunk?
He doesn't get it, I don't think. Everyone just stares at Rakesh for a moment before we all head out, laughing to the frat house. Sometimes you just need a little extra sleep. Nothing wrong with that in the world. I like the puppy in the lion costume at the bottom of the wall. Very motivating. No, I totally believed his performance. Let's dance, Max. Show a girl a good time, would ya? Yeah. Okay, so... I think this is fine. I'm just gonna keep it like this. I don't feel like changing it. Let's just start it. Okay, so we will save here, and I will be back next time. Hopefully Anne won't be so rude. I mean, like, seriously, I just did that because I didn't know if it was Anne or Rakesh. It still didn't give me the answer. I think it was Anne, though.